If she wins, the position will be held by Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. Vice President Harris, the Democratic presidential candidate, has chosen the governor of Minnesota as her vice presidential candidate. This was first reported by CNN, citing its own sources. Kamala Harris has officially confirmed Tim Walz as her vice presidential candidate. I will quote her direct speech below. As a governor, coach, teacher, and veteran, he has helped working families like his own, Kamala Harris said. According to The Guardian, 60-year-old Walz was born and raised in Nebraska. He was a school teacher and coach of the school football team. He served in the National Guard for 24 years. Walz first ran for Congress in 2006 in a district that leaned more Republican and unexpectedly won the senatorial seat. He held the district until 2016, ran for governor in 2018 and then won re-election in 2022. The Hill, for example, writes that he has long supported progressive ideas such as LGBT equality. Under his leadership, Minnesota has strengthened its position as a liberal stronghold in the predominantly conservative Midwest. In April 2023, he signed a bill to provide asylum to transgender people in Minnesota. In February 2024, Walz cemented the cooperation between Minnesota and Chernihiv Oblast. In April 2023, he met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in a virtual format as part of a dialogue organized by the National Governors Association. At the beginning of the full-scale invasion, he signed a law banning business in Russia and Belarus for the state of Minnesota. As Walz noted at the time, and I quote, "Minnesota is a proud home for many Ukrainians, families, and we will continue to welcome and support Ukrainian refugees in our state," he said after the meeting with Zelensky. That is, we can see how such a pro-Ukrainian politician now has a chance to become vice president of the United States, as Kamala Harris, the Democratic presidential candidate and head of the White House, has already won. Is officially running and has now chosen Walz as her vice president. He will be able to take up this position if Kamala Harris wins the U.S. election. In any case, it's good news for us that a pro-Ukrainian politician is winning an important nomination. Meanwhile, his opponent, Harris Trump, has once again promised to push for talks between Putin and Zelensky. This statement was made by Trump during a stream with Ed and Ross on the platform Kick. The Republican presidential candidate plans to contact Ukrainian President Zelensky and Russian dictator Putin if he wins the election to achieve what he called peace talks. If I win the election, the first thing I will do is contact Putin, contact Zelensky. I know them both very well, and get them to start negotiating peace. So here we have another statement from Trump about how he plans to act in the context of the Russian-Ukrainian war if he returns to the White House. It is not clear what Trump's plan might be. We've seen various politicians, both in the United States and abroad, including former British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, present their vision of Trump's peace plan to the world. But one way or another, we do not fully understand how Trump is trying to achieve peace, as he said in the first 24 hours after his election.
добитися миру, як він казав, в перші 24 години після свого обрання, чи, власне, ось його...
Or, as he himself says, because he knows them well, he is using his connections between Zelensky and Putin to get the negotiation process started. This is his position. Be that as it may, in the meantime, we see that Trump's ratings against the backdrop of various scandalous statements by both Trump himself and his vice presidential candidate actually indicate that Kamala Harris has an increasing chance of winning the next U.S. election. As of now, according to the latest poll conducted by NBC News, Kamala Harris potentially has 50% of the vote, while 49% of voters are ready to support Trump. It is clear that 1% is essentially an indicator that is within the statistical error. But one way or another, the trend is clear.